Hey, Broncos fans, I gotta give it to you. Unreal. The 2022 NFL offseason is young, but not only did the Broncos pull off the biggest deal of the offseason, but one of the biggest trades in NFL history, bringing in Russell Wilson to finally bring some stability and elite quarterback play, which the Broncos have been missing since the year before Peyton Manning retired. It didn't come without cost, though, as the Broncos gave up their first, second, and fifth round picks this year, and a first and second round pick next year. Along with those picks, the Broncos gave up Drew Lock, underrated Shelby Harris, and extremely promising young tight end Noah Fant. Although the Broncos just made a major stride in becoming a Super Bowl contender, they still need to fill some big holes on their roster to make sure this trade turns out to be a success. Even though they gave up a haul, the Broncos still have 7 picks to work with, so they could definitely fill some of those bigger holes. So without further ado, here is my full 7-round 2022 Denver Broncos mock draft. With the Broncos' first pick at number 64 overall, I have them taking Nik Bonitto, edge rusher from Oklahoma. One of the most glaring needs on this Denver Broncos roster is in the pass rushing department. Nik Bonitto lined up at both edge and outside linebacker for the Sooners and provided a real spark. As a pass rusher, Bonitto wins with speed, quickness, body control, and bend. He has excellent get-off to gain the edge and has flexibility in his ankles to bend on tight angles. He is creative in his rush moves and is extremely hard to land punches on, as he has excellent lateral agility to make offensive linemen miss. He can knife through gaps, contorting his body and slipping through. Bonitto plays with outstanding effort and is relentless in his rush and pursuit. Regardless of if the Broncos bring back Von Miller or whatever they do in free agency, Bonitto is lightning in a bottle and can be an instant impact player. With the Broncos' next pick at number 75 overall, I have them taking Leo Chenal, linebacker from Wisconsin. Beast. An absolute beast is the best way to describe Leo Chenal. This past season, Chenal established himself as one of the most complete and productive linebackers in the Big Ten. Not only did Chenal lead the Badgers in total tackles, he also led them in sacks from the inside linebacker position, with 8. One of the scariest parts of Chenal's game is his hit power. If he hits you square, you're definitely going to feel it the next day. Chenal doesn't relinquish his technique for hit power though, as he is a sure tackler along with being a mauler. While he could refine his game a little bit more in zone coverage, you won't find someone that plays with more competitiveness on every snap. His motor is endless and his pursuit is relentless. The Broncos lack real playmaking ability in the middle of their defense, and Chenal is an explosive play waiting to happen on every snap. With the Broncos' next pick at number 96 overall, I have them taking Alontae Taylor, cornerback from Tennessee. Taylor had one of the fastest 40 times at the Combine with a 4.36, but that shouldn't be the only reason why Taylor stands out. Who doesn't love a cornerback who loves defending against the run? Alontae Taylor is a do-it-all corner that has established his talent in press coverage, off coverage, half turn, and run defending. Taylor plays with a physical, competitive style of football that allows him to get through traffic and defend the run at a high rate for a cornerback. Taylor does need a little bit more work in zone coverage, as he tends to get a little lost due to his aggressiveness, but that isn't something that can't be fixed with pro-level coaching. Taylor can form a young, formidable tandem with superstar Patrick Surtain. With the Broncos' next pick at number 113 overall, I have them taking Kellen Deitch, offensive tackle from Arizona State. Kellen Deitch is a quality NFL caliber tackle who has excellent pass blocking skills and a natural feel in protection. He hasn't seen a lot of playing time, but I don't see this as a big problem. In the games he has played, he has performed admirably and displayed a high-level skill set. Deitch will benefit greatly from an NFL weight room, as he still has room to fill in his massive 6'7" frame. He has above-average athleticism and good length that he uses to his advantage as defenders can't grab a hold of him. Even if the Broncos decide to bring back Bobby Macy, I think that it would be wise to draft a young tackle that has potential to start right away. Depth is a key at one of the NFL's most important positions, and Deitch can provide way more than just depth. With the very next pick at number 114 overall, I have the Broncos taking Charlie Kolar, tight end from Iowa State. After the Broncos traded Noah Fant, replacing him with another fantastic young tight end would be ideal. Not only is Kolar huge at 6'6", 255 pounds, he has terrific hands and is great at catching the ball in traffic. His claim to fame is being a deadly red zone target, with all of his 14 touchdown receptions over the last 2 years being 10 yards or fewer. Kolar is a slightly above average blocker who isn't afraid to get in the trenches and do the dirty work. In an insanely deep tight end class, Kolar stands out with his sticky hands and athletic ability. He would be an excellent weapon for new starting quarterback Russell Wilson. With the Broncos' next pick at number 144 overall, I have them taking Luke Fortner, offensive lineman from Kentucky. Fortner offers up a really nice amount of versatility, as he started most of his career at Kentucky at right guard, but can also play center. The Broncos could definitely use some depth in their offensive line, and Fortner has the ability to become an eventual starter, and a good one at that. Fortner has great feel for playing out in space, as Kentucky implemented a lot of screens in their offense. On top of his athletic ability, Fortner has great strength and punch in his blocking. Fortner is one of those day 3 picks that you could put in your starting offensive line right away if necessary. He's got all the tools to succeed at the next level. And finally, with the Broncos' last pick at number 248 overall, I have them taking Eric Johnson, defensive tackle from Missouri State. Johnson is a very experienced defensive tackle that offers up some great rotational lineman value late in the draft. A 6-year player for Missouri State Bears, Johnson is an extremely stout run defender that offers up great strength and pursuit. Rarely is Johnson contained with one single block, and has some real potential as a pass rusher as well. Johnson would be a great find late in the draft for the Broncos, who are in desperate need of some defensive line depth.